everybody, I'm Latrina Patrick with Greater Vision Consulting. In today's video, I want to offer you a strategy for how you can get money from your current donors without even asking. I know that sounds crazy, but there really is a way that you can do this. I've been working with nonprofit organizations for quite a while, and I've seen them do quite a bit of things, and a lot of things more successful than others. And one of the things that I have seen one nonprofit in particular do is to raise money from their donors without even asking. And they do this by simply sending out a really great, visually stimulating, compelling newsletter twice a year to their current donors, and it brings them in thousands of dollars at least twice a year from just this simple strategy. Now, I will say that this is most effective if you have an organization that is programmatic, that you can really show what it is that you're doing in a visually compelling way. And it also helps if you have a really great database to begin with. Now, if you just have a couple of people on your database, you may not have as much success. And it also may not be as successful if you only have a couple of donors, but the strategy in and of itself is a really great strategy. Now, what it entails is taking at least twice a year, and I recommend, say, the spring and the winter or late fall time period to do this. You want to put together a really great newsletter. It could be a one-pager front and back, or it could be 4 pages, but the key is to make sure that it's really well done. So make sure that not only is it highlighting the events that have transpired during that time period from the previous time you sent it out, but also that you have compelling pictures that tell your story. So if you have expanded your program to add more services, if you impacted a greater amount of students or kids that you work with, or a particular population or community that you're working with, you want to be able to highlight these things to the best of your ability in that particular publication. So you can do that by sending out, showing the pictures and telling those stories in that particular newsletter. The other thing, it's not just sending out the newsletter, but it's also what you put into it. So what I mean by that is you want to make sure that you put a nice letter in there. And with the organization that does this very well that I work with, they make sure that this is a letter that's really well crafted, and it's on their letterhead, and it's signed by not only the executive director, but also from the CEO and chairman of the board. They send out hundreds of letters, but they sign every letter. But for about a third of those letters that they send out, they put personal notes on there for those donors who have given significant contributions, or for those people that they know personally. Just put that special personal touch. And the key is to insert inside that newsletter or that publication a donor envelope. Now, hopefully, as a nonprofit organization, you have some of these already printed up. If you don't, it's very inexpensive to have a graphic company or someone like that design them for you and have them printed up. If you have a significant database, you really want to do this. And by putting that in there, you're not even asking for a donation in the letter. In the letter, you're just thanking them for being a constant supporter and just giving them highlights of what they're going to find in that newsletter publication. So you want to let them know that this is what we've been doing. We just want to keep you informed about what's happening. And in part, we're able to do this because of your contribution to the organization. Something simple, but personalize it. Don't ask for any money, but putting that donor envelope in there, it really does do the ask for you. So it's an ask without an ask. And the organization that I know that does this very well, they get a lot of money in just from that. Now, you may send out 100 or 150 if that's all you have, but even if you get 10 back, that's just money that you didn't even count on or didn't put in your budget. It's going to be varying amounts from various donors. Sometimes they'll send larger amounts, sometimes small amounts, but what matters most is that they give you a contribution, and most people will. The one at the end of the year is crucial. And the reason why I say you want to do one in the spring and at the end of the year is because most donors or organizations who give to charitable organizations, they are trying to give money away at the end of the year so they can get that one last write-off, and you're giving them an excuse to write one more check before the year closes out, so the tax year closes out. So this is just something very simple, and it just depends on your organization. If you have a good database in place, this can be an effective strategy. If you have a programmatic organization where you're doing a lot of things with a particular population, kids or the community in general, something that you can show visually, then this really is a simple, really great strategy. If you do it well, if you execute it well, you can bring in a lot of money for your organization. So I hope this tip helps you today. Now, if you need to know more about me, my organization, my professional background, and the services that I provide, just go to my website at www.greatervisionconsulting.com. And if you have any personal questions for me or want to book me for any services, especially training, then you can email me at lpatrick@greatervisionconsulting.com, and I will be glad to respond to any questions that you might have. So I hope this information has been helpful for you today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Talk to you soon. Bye.